This is PrepZone Game Time, presented by Bevill State Community College. James Phillips here, as always, with Johnathan Bentley. Johnathan, our game of the week this week will be Cordova traveling to Wenonah, which we think will be a close game between these two.
Yeah, I mean, they just got to cut down the mistakes. That Ramsey game, I mean, my goodness, there's so many chances. Then they stopped them on fourth down. It was going to be a 7-point game. They were going to get the ball, and they had a penalty on the kick.
Right.
Next play, boom, Ramsey touchdown.
Right.
So, I mean, stuff like that, you cannot do that stuff. I mean, they're playing pretty well aside from that.
Yeah,
you take away the turnovers, they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, if you take the turnovers away,
Yes.
Cordova's playing real, because their defense is really, as much as they could, stayed in there.
Yes, I mean, they gave up 14 and a 28-0 loss.
Right.
I mean, it's just turnovers. You got to cut that stuff out. You know, Cordova's getting into 5A, and they have to, just to compete, they can't make mistakes.
Right. Well,
maybe they won't this week.
Before we get to the game of the week, we actually had some games on Thursday night this week, so we'll go over those with kind of a wrap-up prelude to game time, you know.
That'll work.
I didn't know what to call it. We had Summerton Christian hosting, or no, they actually had to travel to Galesville, which I don't even know where Galesville
Kentucky.
is. Yeah, it's somewhere close to Kentucky. 28-12, Summerton Christian wins. This was a really close game last year, wasn't it? And
yeah.
Summerton pulled out the win.
Yep.
And then now they pick up another win, and they're looking really good at 5-1 right now.
It's our best record.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to believe. But, I mean, to go that far away and win a region game, they had to win. It's really big. I mean, they controlled that game. It was 28-6.
It was, yeah.
I mean,
and the thing about them is they're just a couple plays from being 6-0 at this point.
Yeah, they led that other game at halftime.
Yeah.
Ended up losing by 2, I thought, or 21-14.
Right, yeah. So it was just a touchdown that separates 6-0 and 5-1 for Summerton Christian.
They're having a good season.
How about Corner 2-3 at Lincoln 3-3? They go in. Corner has this game, and on the last play of the game, Lincoln scores to win it.
That's brutal. You're coming off that Dora loss. You have to go yet again like an hour and a half away.
Right.
And have that loss like that. They had scored with, I think, 1:44 to go to take the lead, and Lincoln just dropped. There was too much time, apparently. And that really, really hurt their playoff chances. It's just a bad loss all the way around.
Yeah, that was bad.
That hurt.
But, you know, what was crazy is that they really led most of the game. It was a back-and-forth kind of deal.
It was back and forth, and they took the lead in the fourth and just gave it up.
Right. Well,
I hate that.
That's it for the 2 Thursday night games.
That's pretty quick, right?
Those were easy ones to go over.
Your story starts at Bevill State Community College. Whether you are just starting out or starting over, Bevill State has an opportunity that is right for you. With 5 locations serving 7 counties, you don't have to go far to start your own success story. Plus, with tuition lower than 4-year colleges, you won't need to spend more for a great education. Visit us online at bscc.edu to learn about your options for seamless academic transfer and high-demand career tech and health science offerings. Let us help you tell your story.
Welcome back in, Johnathan, our Player of the Week segment now. Spencer Rosenfeld from Jasper High School. What a game he had last week and leading Jasper to that homecoming win over Demopolis.
They said there was a lot of drops in that game, but he still put up huge numbers.
Right.
I think he passed for 184, rushed for 2 touchdowns, 87 yards, something like that. Caught a touchdown pass
right.
from Preston Reed.
He did
who
all
also
three.
had a very good game.
Yeah.
I mean, they had some big games from a lot of people last week.
Yeah, you had a few people there. I was kind of surprised maybe one of the defensive players didn't get a Player of the Week nomination or nod there, too.
Yeah, I mean, then you had a blocked punt for a touchdown. You had, so I think one of the guys had 13 times. Yeah, everybody did their part, and it took all that.
I was going to say Jasper scored every way they could, and they needed every way that they could.
Yes, they did not have an offensive touchdown in the second half and still won that game. It's big.
Well,
but Rosenfeld had a great game.
Yeah, Rosenfeld had a great game, and we've thought about making him Player of the Week 2 or 3 times so far this year. He's had that good a season so far.
Yeah, boy, what a difference having that guy back.
Well, you had a chance to talk to him. Spencer Rosenfeld is ready for this week. He talks about his great performance last week.
All right, we're joined this week by our Player of the Week, Spencer Rosenfeld. Thanks for being with us. He's got a couple questions for you. All right, you had a big game last week. I mean, you didn't pass for a touchdown, but you had 3 in the game. Talk about that.
One was a trick play. It was surprised when they called it. It caught me off guard a little bit. I don't know. I just went out and played. I don't get nervous, so
You broke a long touchdown too, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you saw that trick play was coming, that did surprise you?
A little bit, yeah. I didn't expect it to be that one. We have a couple in our, but I don't know.
Were you wide open?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Seems like y'all's trick plays been some of y'all's best this year in the Coleman game and that.
Yeah.
All right, well, talk about how much have you enjoyed this season after kind of getting cut short and all the COVID stuff last year?
It's been a big difference, really. It's just I'm not missing so many games, not sitting on the sidelines. I actually get to do what I've been wanting to do, and colleges get to reach out to me and see what I'm actually doing and how I'm improving.
Last week's game, was that would you say that was your best?
Yeah, for this year, yes. It was probably my best game.
And you had 2 rushing touchdowns?
Yes, 2 rushing and 1 catching and scoring.
Is that your first reception for a score?
Yes.
Were you nervous when you saw it coming to you?
No. We run it every day.
Y'all are in one of the toughest regions in the state. What's it going to take for Jasper to get in the playoffs?
Focus and not missing anything. It's tough with a small team. I mean, we have a great team, but we're a lot smaller for 6A. I don't know, just hard work.
So how big is this minor game this week?
That's good. We should be able to get in the state this week. We're staying focused. So.
I know. Did it really help or hurt having that off week with the Gardendale game that y'all had?
I mean, it hurt, but it helped at the same time. We practiced every day, got out there and didn't take a day off. We got back Monday and did the same thing and just came out and played.
So Jasper has a chance to go 5-0 at home this year with the 2 games left.
Yes.
What is this team just a lot better at home? Do y'all just like playing here?
I mean, the new field's pretty fun to play on. The turf is great, and our fans are amazing. So can't get enough of that. So.
All right. So you're 100%, and you got a year left, right? Mm-hmm. What are your goals after Jasper?
Go to college, play football. I don't know, get into engineering.
Yeah. You got any schools in mind?
Coastal Carolina, and I don't know, really. I don't want to go there.
You got some time to figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Good luck this week, too.
Thank you.
We're back. Hey, Johnathan, Cordova, we talked about it a little earlier, mistake prone so far this season. They have had so many turnovers, so many interceptions, so many fumbles, and they've been penalized a ton, too.
Yeah.
What is the feeling down in Cordova about those negatives they've seen?
They think they can get over them. I mean, those were good opponents. I mean, the John Carroll, it seems like when they make a turnover, the other team scores. That's the problem. Yeah. Just if they could just stop it from happening, but I mean, of course, that's easier said than done, but they're just, it's a very young team in a lot of ways.
Right.
Hedrick, the quarterback, he's been there.
Yeah.
He's going to do his thing. And it's just a matter of the defense stepping up and making plays, and maybe they need a turnover.
Right.
They've had 7 in the last 2 games, Cordova has.
Right, but
and I think 3 of those were returned for touchdowns.
Right. So they need their defense to step up and put some points on the board to help out the offense a little bit, or at least just get the other team off the field.
And we talked about, they moved the ball. Mm-hmm. They had 400 yards against one of these teams and didn't even score. And they have trouble it's crazy. They have trouble with turnovers, and when they don't turn it over, they have trouble getting in the end zone.
Well, I guess we're about to find out how they're going to solve that problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cordova has been close, really close. But in the end, the Blue Devils are still looking for their first region win in their second year in Class 5A. Just 2 weeks ago, Cordova had Ramsey on the ropes before a crucial fourth quarter penalty resulted in a touchdown and yet another region defeat. The Blue Devils are hoping to break the streak and get in the region win column tonight on the road against winless Wenonah.
Oh, it'll mean so much. And this week against Wenonah, I think we have a really big chance this week. We got to play fast, get them tired, hopefully, before the fourth quarter. They have 29 people on their roster, so get them tired. That's the plan.
Offensive coordinator Jake Houghton also believes the first region win could set the tone for the rest of the season.
I think it would mean a lot. Last year we didn't get a region win. We've been right there a couple times over the past couple years. But for this team, with 3 more region games after Friday, I think it would mean a tremendous.
In Cordova's last 2 region games, a 28-0 loss to John Carroll and a 33-20 loss to Ramsey, the Blue Devils moved the ball up and down the field only to struggle in the red zone. Cordova has combined 6 turnovers over the last 2 games.
We've been up and down. We've made some really explosive plays. We've moved the ball at times. You can go back to a couple games ago where we probably had 400 yards of total offense, just couldn't stick it in the end zone against John Carroll. And then last week with Ramsey, or actually it had been the week before because we were off last week, but against Ramsey, moved the football again, and then we just had too many turnovers.
Despite the miscues, Cordova's defense has kept the Blue Devils within striking distance in each of the last 2 games. The defense allowed 14 points against John Carroll and 26 against Ramsey.
If you look at our starting defense, we have 1 senior. We have a small senior class, so I think the fact that we've been able to do what we've done with the limited experience that we have on the field, I would say we've definitely exceeded preseason expectations, but I'm not satisfied, and the kids aren't either. They're young. We've got probably 3 or 4 freshmen out there playing against some of the best teams in 5A in that best 5A region. And like you said, we've been real close, and we're right there to being at that level. And so I think we just got to keep pushing, trusting the process, keep working every day, and I really see us getting there very soon. We're right on the cusp of being able to compete with some of these teams in 5A. A win these next few weeks would be huge for us, especially giving the kids confidence and letting them believe that they can compete at this level.
Hedrick said new head coach Shane Smothers has helped the Blue Devils take a step forward this season.
We've actually improved a lot. We got the new coach, and he's helped out tremendously. A whole lot. He brings a lot of energy in the weight room and on the field, and and he has a lot of knowledge. So yeah, that helps out big time.
All right, welcome back in. James Phillips, Johnathan Bentley. It's time for our pick segment, and we're joined. We had another special picker, but filling in is Ron Harris, who's already picked with us one time this year.
And didn't do too well.
You didn't do too good that week?
No.
Well, maybe you can bounce back this
Make
week.
up for it this
yeah,
week.
That's what we'll do. Johnathan, let's start off with Minor at Jasper. Minor's 0-5. Jasper is 3-2. This should be a game that Jasper can win.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, and they should. You know, I mean, that series result has been close. It's actually tied, 13-13. That's what I've heard. And Jasper's playing well right now, you know?
Right.
They've won these exciting games, and now it's time to take care of business in games like this.
Right.
Hopefully they won't be overlooking them, because Minor, I'm sure, has talent.
Minor's always got athletes. They're always going to come out, and them and Jasper usually play a close game, don't they? Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Last year was we lost at Minor, but I think it was a fairly close game.
Yeah, they played them close even last year with injuries and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was really close to the 4th.
Both of you guys going with Jasper?
Oh, yeah.
I've got to.
I'm going Jasper too. All right, let's go to Oakman at Susan Moore. Oakman handled JB Pennington pretty well a couple weeks ago, got a bye week. Susan Moore, a good team coming in, but I think Oakman picks this win up.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oakman finally has turned the page. I mean, the losses are Gordo and Winfield. And they have to keep winning games like this. If they win this one, I think they should finish second. Now, that's assuming a lot, but they take care of business, they could be second in the region. This is a huge game.
They have the destiny in their own hands for sure. Ron, what about you?
I think Oakman's a little bit better team than what their record's indicating right now, but I think they'll pick up a win on the road.
All right. Fultondale at Dora is our next game. Johnathan, you got to think Dora's on a high after last week. Ron, you saw the way that they dominated corner last week. What do you think about their chances against Fultondale?
I think Dora will pick up a win for homecoming. I think they're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I think they've put things in the right direction. I got to go Dora.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of reminds me of Minor. Fultondale's one of those teams who run something down the athletes everywhere. You know what I mean? And hopefully Dora won't have a letdown. That was a big win last week. They really took care of it. I was surprised how well they played against corner.
Well, next one is Carbon Hill at JB Pennington. I saw JB Pennington against Oakman a couple weeks ago. I think this is a game Carbon Hill can hang in, and if they can hang in there late, I think they can win this one. I'm going to pick JV Pennington, though.
I think they're both well matched. I've seen both teams this year. I'm going to go with Carbon Hill.
All right.
Wow, I went Pennington. So we have two teams going to Blunt'sville. If you want to go watch some county football,
That's
go
right.
over to Blount County.
Susan
right?
Moore and JV Pennington
Yeah.
both in Bluntsville. Makes no sense.
Maybe they'll both win somehow.
All right, how about this? Nobody's won a game. Curry 0-5 at Oak Grove 0-6. Who do we go with in that one? Johnathan, you go first.
I took Oak Grove.
Okay, I took Oak Grove too, Ron.
I actually went with Curry.
All right.
I think
Whoa.
they're so overdue for a win, and hopefully they can pick up one this week.
Well, I hope they can. Like, I really do. I think Coach Emerson just needs a little time to get things changed around there. But, hopefully they can pick up a win over Oak Grove. All right, then we've got Marion County at Meek. Marion County has only lost one game so far, and I think they'll handle Meek this week. Ron, what about you?
I've got to go with Marion County. They're traditionally a strong team.
I went Marion County too. I mean, Lynn almost beat them. Lynn played with them till late in the fourth, so maybe Meek has to win a game like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
They haven't won a game like this in years.
Right.
If they want to turn that corner, they got to win a game like this. But I did pick Marion.
Well,
I believe it when I see it.
Also in Winston County, we've got Berry at Lynn. Both these teams have struggled. Berry was really good last year, made the playoffs. This year they've only got one win so far on the year. Lynn kind of turned it around last week, scored a lot of points when they haven't so far against Winonah. Ron, who you going with?
I'm going with Berry. I saw them last year in the playoffs, and they were very impressive. I'm kind of surprised that their record is what it is this year, but I think they'll pick up a win.
I went with Lynn in the game. After them picking up the win last week, I think they've got a shot in this one, so I'm picking the Bears.
I went Berry as well. They were really, really good last year. I mean, they beat Trash Sumner Christian in the playoffs, if you'll remember. But it's your typical 1A.
Right.
Loaded one year and then down the next, and then so it's a cycle. Lynn could win. I mean, it'll be a close game over at Posey Memorial Field.
Yeah, Lynn's always a fun place to watch. They still do the fireworks and everything, don't they?
Everything's the same.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It's one of my favorite places to watch a game. How about Winston County traveling to midfield? Midfield's already beaten Addison this year. This should be a close game, but what do you think, Ron?
I think it'll be a close game, but because it's at midfield, I've got to kind of give the edge to them.
I did the same thing for the same reason. I picked them because they're at home.
Me too. Winston County, I think I've missed every pick for them this year. So
From
I
Double
picked against
Springs to midfield, that's a culture shock too.
yes,
Like
big time.
that's country to see, big time. How about Addison at Cold Springs, Ron?
I've got to go with Addison. I've always liked Addison. I think their record is kind of surprising that they're 3-3 right now.
Right.
But I've got to go with them.
Yeah, I think this is where Addison gets back on track for sure. Addison wins this one.
They've lost 3 really tough games. I mean, midfield 2 points, Winston County, like the last play of the game. It's time to get well. Cold Springs is down.
Right, yeah. All right, now our game of the week is Cordova traveling to Wenonah. We don't get out of town very often for a game of the week, but this should be a really interesting matchup. Cordova may get their first win in this region play, right?
That's right. They have not won a region game since they joined 5A. It's been 2 years now.
5A has been tough on Cordova so
It's
far.
been very tough on Cordova, but I think they'll pick up a big win at Wenonah.
Johnathan, what about you?
I'll pick Wenonah.
So I'm the deciding vote. And I went Cordova. I think the Blue Devils are going to win a game right here. I think they're going to travel to Birmingham. Cordova will have a bigger crowd than Wenonah.
Probably, yes.
At Wenonah Stadium, I promise.
And they only have 29 players, is what I heard, on Wenonah this year.
Wow. So, and you picked them.
And I picked Wenonah, yes, I did. No.
Cordova fans, Johnathan.Bentley at mountaneagle.com.
That's why I'm in 7th and picking games. I mean, what I know.
Well, Ron, you got anything else? I know you've been shooting volleyball and been around to a bunch of different things this week.
I'm just amazed that we're already in this, 6th week of the season.
Yeah.
It's gone by so fast.
Yeah, it's flown by.
I'm amazed.
Johnathan?
It's been fun so far, though.
It really has been a good year so far. What about you? You got anything to say this week?
I mean, it's just some big games on here, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we need playoff teams, right?
Right.
The more the better. And some have already fallen by the wayside. So
Right. Well, I
big
think
games for like Meek and Oakman.
over the next couple of weeks, it really is going to shake out over who's going to make the playoffs and who's not.
Yeah, Jasper still have a shot too.
Yeah, they do. They're right there trying to get that 4th spot.
Yeah, need this win.
Well, all right. Well, for Ron Harris and Johnathan Bentley, I'm James Phillips. We'll see you next week.